Hello friends and neighbors, welcome to Gentry Vintage. I'm Josh, your host. I hope this video finds you well. Today, before I get started, I have a confession to make. I did this video last night and ended up having to delete it. So I smoked this, I popped the tin and smoked this blend for the first time in my Medico Medalist. And the problem I ran into was I had last smoked Exhausted Rooster in this pipe. And I'm sorry about my neighbor's dog. She literally just started barking when I hit record. I don't know why she's barking. Anyway, the last thing I smoked in this pipe was Exhausted Rooster. And I was getting a flavor in this pipe that I couldn't figure out if I was getting it from the Exhausted Rooster or if it was coming from this blend. And I didn't want to tell you that I was tasting something that really wasn't in this. So I decided to start over tonight and try this again. I'm gonna show you these flakes here. Look at that. That's pretty, ain't it? This blend has I don't know, she's barking at the fence over here by my driveway and I don't know why. I'm about to go out there and whoop her butt. I wouldn't do that. Just kidding. Jay's my buddy. It's my neighbor's dog, but she's still my buddy. So, anyway. Lorelai, hush. It worked. That's, okay. Cool. Told you it's my buddy. Anyway, so I was getting a flavor out of here that I get in... It didn't work. I was getting a flavor out of here that I get in Exhausted Rooster. That kind of plummy, dark, fruity note that's in Exhausted... If you've smoked Exhausted Rooster, you know what I'm talking about. But I was getting that in this blend, and I couldn't figure out for sure if it was this blend or not. So I thought, I don't want to tell people that's what I'm tasting, and then it not even be in here. And and to be honest, the flakes in this are kind of moist. And it was my first time breaking up these. I've never, well, take that back. University flake is kind of the same way. I don't think it's as moist. But anyway, my first time breaking this flake up, and I could not keep this thing lit for nothing last night, and it was driving me nuts. I was trying to talk and tell you about what I was tasting, and I'm just constantly lighting and relighting, and it was aggravating. Anyway, so we're doing a second go-round, second impression review. So, what was I going to say? Peterson Irish Flake. Obviously you knew that because that's the title of the video. Anyway. Forgive me. I just had supper right before I came out here to do this video, and I can't burp. And it feels like everything's just sitting here. Where I can't burp, it's like air just sits in here in my chest and my esophagus. And it's quite miserable. And sometimes it'll gurgle, and sometimes if I drink something carbonated, it'll help kind of gurgle its way out. But I legitimately cannot burp. And it's annoying. So forgive me if I sound weird or you hear something weird or I drink obsessively. Yeah, anyway. The wife wanted White Castle tonight. We don't eat White Castle very often, but she was off work today. I called her on my lunch break, and she said, "Can we have White Castle for supper?" I said, "Well, yeah, but what made you think of that?" She said, "I don't know. People's been talking about White Castle at work all week." So that's what we had, obviously. So Irish Flake is a combination of, it says flue cured, air cured, and dark fired, Burley and Virginia. I'm fairly certain that the Virginia is a red Virginia, and that's probably the flue cured. Air cured would be just regular tobacco. I mean, regular burley, and then the dark fired burley in there with that. Straight out of the tin, when I popped this tin yesterday, the straight tobacco smell is just potent. It just explodes when you open this tin. It's very strong. Probably smell up a room. I can even kind of smell it a little bit through this with it closed. But yeah, it's a strong smell. One thing I was a little hesitant about, I've been wanting to try this for a while. I've been a little hesitant about trying to get this because I hear people say that it's a really strong tobacco blend. Not only just in general, but the nicotine level is strong as well. So I've been a little bit hesitant because I don't smoke a pipe for nicotine. I don't normally have issues with nicotine, but you know, I was a little hesitant about that because that's not what I'm looking for. However, everything I've heard and seen about this blend sounds like something I would like. So Paladin Piper sends me a text the other day and says, if you want to try Irish Flake, it's on sale. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So I had to order some Carter Hall. We were almost out of Carter Hall. And yeah, I snagged me a 10 while it was on sale. When you first get it lit, oh, also full disclosure here, because of my issue of trying to keep this lit last night, I pulled some out and rubbed it out and let it sit for about 15 minutes before I put it in the pipe. And hopefully that helps. We'll find out. But yeah, when you first get it lit, it kind of hits your nasal cavity like if you have a blend that has a lot of perique in it, kind of hits you immediately when you first light it. It kind of does that. Of course, there's no perique in here. You're getting the dark fired is what's doing that. Kind of get that spicy, smoky, spicy out of the dark fired. I think I turned my flame down just a little too much. Get my fingernail in there. A little better. Yeah, there we go. So right off the bat, I'm still kind of getting that dark, fruity, plummy note here. So it might actually be from this blend. Already I can tell the most dominant flavor in here is the dark fired. Yeah. So far, yeah. And I don't know if I'll settle. I mean, last night it seemed like the dark fire settled down just a wee bit throughout the blend. Already getting a little bit of that nutty, earthy, burley. You can tell it's all, you can already tell that it's Friday evening in the Looneyville, as Porch Piper Tom calls it. Hearing all the bumpity bump from the people's car stereos and stuff going by, motorcycles and four-wheelers and everything else running around. Oh. I love that dark fired and that air cured burley meshing together there. And to fit right along with the Looneyville, I hear the sirens too. I'm not right in the middle of the city either. Sounds like multiple sirens. Who knows? Goodness. Ain't no telling what that is. Yeah, so I'm not positive if this is red Virginia. I'm pretty sure it is because I'm not getting that grassy, tangy, citrusy that you get from, bright Virginia. Um, I'm fairly certain this is a red Virginia. But I am getting a slight dark fruit note out of this, which meshes very well with the flavors in here. Man, this reminds me of a blend that you would have after a big old bowl in the fall time, a nice cool crisp evening. Eat you a big old bowl of chili or beef stew or something like that, and then go sit on the back porch and the nice cool crisp fall air and enjoy a nice hearty. This is a very bold, strong, hearty blend. I don't know, unless I'm just sitting inside in the air conditioning and the wife's already said this is kind of stanky in the house. But I don't feel like this is something I would really smoke sitting outside or whatever, it being 90 degrees or something. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh yeah, there we go. I need a little purge button when all that air builds up, just something in here I could just, let it out. That'd be nice. Lorelai. She ain't gonna listen to me. I do like this. I'm already wishing I would have bought more than 110 of it. I don't know how dark fired ages, but I wouldn't mind having a 10 of this in the cellar and let it sit for a while. I bet it'd be good after it ages a little bit. I am not very good at packing flake tobacco. I rubbed this out, but I didn't do a great job with it. Oh, there's that dark fruit note again. Yeah, it is definitely not the exhausted rooster. That dark fruit note is definitely in this blend. And it's not a topping or a casing or anything. I really think it's just coming from the red Virginia. To my knowledge, there is no topping or any kind of casing on this blend, as far as I know. It appears to be just straight tobacco. But I like it. One thing I have noticed, and it's probably the dark fired in here, when I smoked it last night, I didn't have anything to drink, and I noticed it kind of makes your mouth feel dry pretty quick. So tomorrow, I'm going to take some of this and rub it out and try to rub it out a little finer, I guess. I don't think I rubbed it out enough. I'm going to try rubbing it out a little bit finer and pack it in here more like a ribbon cut. And I bet it would burn a lot better. And it could just be it's just too moist. I don't know. My H.H. Burley flake, that flake I've gotten to where I can break off a good piece of that, and I can just take it with my fingers and just break it up the way I need it, and I've gotten used to it. But not all flakes are created equal. My Exhausted Rooster is a broken flake, and that one, man, you can just take your finger and just kind of wad and manipulate that, excuse me, and get it in there. I mean, this dog is gonna go round and round in a minute. Lorelai. I like this blend. It is definitely a stronger blend for sure, but it's really what I've been looking for to put into my my rotation. Not necessarily my every week rotation or something, but it's definitely something that I'd like to have on hand. Every now and then, you get a taste for something a little different that you don't smoke all the time. Like the other night, I was trying to figure out what to smoke the other night. I couldn't figure out for nothing. Just nothing seemed like it was hitting the spot. I forget what I ended up smoking, but it didn't do it for me. I was just wanting something kind of bold that evening, something just kind of heavy and bold, and yeah, I didn't find what I was looking for that night. But this would be something that would be that. As I said, it's definitely dark fired forward. I get the nutty, earthy burley in the background here. I don't even really want to say in the background. It steps up to kind of, it's trying to catch up with the dark fired, but it's the dark fired is still a little bit ahead of it. And the trotting along way in the background there is the Red Virginia saying, "Wait for me, wait for me." That sounded silly, didn't it? It's there and it's noticeable, but it's definitely the least amount that you find in here. Well, yeah. If I haven't said it enough, I like it. It's not something I'm going to smoke all the time, but it is definitely something I will keep on hand for sure. I will probably snag up another 10 of this I'll jar the rest of this up, and I'm going to try to snag me another 10 of this to keep in the cellar. And I'd love to see how this does with a couple of years or so of age on it. I bet it's pretty tasty. Anyway, I'm looking forward to smoking this in some other pipes and kind of seeing the flavor profiles and getting the hang of rubbing these flakes out to where they burn better. It's a little aggravating. But anyway, the nicotine is there, in case you're wondering. The nicotine is there. Not as bad as I expected it to be, but it's there. I think if you pace yourself and respect it, I think you're okay. If you're a huge lightweight when it comes to nicotine, I definitely would not recommend it. But if I could critique it in any way, I would like to see the air-cured burley kind of be more even proportion to the dark fired. I think I'd like that a little better. I like tasting the dark fired, but I'd like to get more of that little nutty, earthy, kind of peanut buttery burley. That's what I like about burley. But yeah, all in all, it's a good blend. I haven't really found any Peterson blends that I just absolutely love. Elizabethan is like the only Peterson blend that I actively smoke, I guess you'd say. Not regularly, but it's something I keep in my rotation. I absolutely hate Latakia, but Early Morning Pipe is definitely another one. It's just a very good quality blend from them. If I'm going to smoke a Latakia blend, Early Morning Pipe would probably be the only one that I would grab. I still have some of that in a jar that I keep, just for every now and then if I want something like that. But yeah, I've never been overly impressed with Peterson blends in general. Although this is a Scandinavian tobacco group, like most stuff that we smoke now. But very good quality tobacco here for sure. You can definitely tell it's good quality leaf, and I like it. I like it a lot. So thank you, Pat, for the nudge to try this, and I'm glad I did. And I'll definitely smoke more of it for sure. Obviously, I'll finish this bowl, but I might even smoke it again tomorrow. I'd like to spend a little time with it, get to know it a little better, because it's good. But anyway, I'm gonna sit here and finish this this pipe, and I've got some things tomorrow I need to do. It's supposed to be a pretty weekend from what I remember. I haven't really paid much attention to the news or the weather this week, but I think it's supposed to be a pretty decent weekend. So I need to get my plans together for what I'm doing tomorrow, and probably hit the shower and hit the bed kind of early tonight so I can get up and get a start in the morning. But anyway, I appreciate you joining me, and until next time, I wish blessings for all and lots of luck to you and yours.